Guess who's back? Back again. Adam's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Da da dum 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 ba. You get the idea. Hello, everybody. I am definitely haven't used that Eminem riff before, but how are you all doing? It's me, Martyn, here from AMTV. And I missed you all. It's been 11 days, about a week and a half, but I've actually missed you guys. I've missed the interaction. I missed doing this. I've missed YouTube. And it's nice to be back. And I thought doing a midweek catch-up would be a nice way to sink back into things. Now, I've got to admit, I wasn't planning this to be the first video back. I had a numerous amount of things. I thought it might have been a Sunday catch-up or a Now review, an Ident review extra. But hey, here we are. I thought a live would be good to do. So hello to all. Hello, Scented Candles, Deji, Roger, Wojciech, Waffles, V Swede, Jacob, everybody who's here. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us today here on the AMTV midweek catch-up number 5. So first of all, you might notice I'm dressed either like a Swede or an IKEA man. This is my yellow and blue Adidas jacket. It's quite new. I quite like it. But alas, here I am. And before I will answer your questions, yes, you're right, Tuxified, another haircut. I will answer your questions over the next hour. But there are a few things I hope you understand I do want to address first with the channel and whatnot. So I have been away on a break. It was a much needed break. Certainly, I needed to take some time for my mental health, to spend some time with loved ones, my family, my girlfriend. I needed that time just away from creating, away from the internet, all that sort of stuff, quite frankly. So for those of you who are on the Discord server, sorry, I haven't been more active, but I really needed to just get away from everything for a bit. I hope you guys understand that stuff. I got that IKEA swag V Swede. IKEA swag, but that's going to be a thing now, isn't it? IKEA swag. But yeah, so I needed that break. Definitely. It was absolutely crucial that I did that. And I think I did it at the right time. Some things that are changing. Let me think. I've got the list in my head. So with the Patreon, I do address this in this Sunday catch. There is one coming. It's already been filmed. I do address some changes to the Patreon. So you might have noticed in the community tab, I've started putting videos up early on Patreon as early access. Now, I've introduced this as a reward for all tiers. So even if you want to be on the lowest tier, which is £1 a month, you'll be able to see every single video I upload here on AMTV early, sometimes by days, sometimes maybe even by weeks. I mean, I've already uploaded 2 episodes of the Ident Review Extra that aren't on YouTube yet. They are exclusive on Patreon as early access. And there'll be a 3rd one dropping tomorrow and a Now review dropping the day after that. So if you want to see videos early, get your first chance to comment, leave your thoughts, please consider supporting us on Patreon. That's www.patreon.com/Adam Martyn AMTV for as little as £1 a month, and your support really does help out. Secondly, in terms of the schedule, what's going to happen? Well, obviously we're doing a live stream today. I don't think it's going to be a Now review tomorrow. I'm going to save that till next week. There might be a video coming Friday. I haven't decided what it is yet. Those who have access to the blog on Patreon, you might have an idea of what it could be, although I might have changed my mind on that. Basically, I want to try and get something out to you on Friday, so you'll just have to keep your eyes peeled for that. Sunday, you'll definitely have a Sunday catch-up, and then things will become more regular. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week will be Ident Review Extra. Thursday will be an Hour Review, and so maybe new episodes of Weird Who, Sunday catch-ups. But I want to do new stuff as well. I think the big thing I took away from this break is I've got 2 marathons going on. As you know, I've got the Ident Review Extra with the BBC Two Idents, and I've got the Now Review with the Now Dance series. I do want to finish them to their conclusion, their natural conclusion. And once they end, that sort of gives me a new breadth to try a whole load of different sorts of videos, maybe bringing back things like After These Messages. There is a new Video Scaries in production as well. Patreons will know what it is, but aside from that, I'm going to keep tight-lipped about it. So, yeah, there's lots going on here on the channel after the big break. Lots going on, lots to be excited about, and I hope that you guys will continue to be on the journey with me through that. And before I get into answering your questions, I do want to say as well, there is a AMTV podcast on the way. I'm actually recording the first audio with a special guest later this evening, and I have a few more recordings lined up as well. When will that first episode debut? I don't know yet, but as soon as I have a time, I will be able to put that out there. But there is an AMTV podcast with special guests lined up. A lot of them are going to be fellow creators here on YouTube of all kinds. Some of them will be YouTubers. Some of them might be more involved in the nostalgic TV scene. I really just want to talk to a bunch of different people of various kinds of content here on YouTube. So the AMTV podcast is coming. It is coming, and it will be hitting your screens soon. And finally, before your questions, I promise this is the final one. If you would like to help out AMTV, please consider either supporting us on Patreon or leaving us a super chat. You can hit the $ button there and you can donate whatever you like. And it means your comment will have a greater chance of being seen by me. In fact, it will be seen by me because it will be posted, because that chat window moves. And when I try and move it, my computer decides to die. So if you want your question answered, that is the way to do it. Things have been a bit difficult. I've basically been confirmed that my job at the theatre is no more for the time being, with everything going on with the pandemic. So unfortunately, that's me out of a job. So I will have to start looking for a regular job, which will mean if I do get a regular job, it will obviously mean that uploads will slow down because I won't have time. So that would be a shame. You know, I ideally don't want to stop creating as much content as I am, but I do have to put, you know, my survival first. But anyone who can help donate in the super chat or on Patreon, that helps me do this for a little bit longer. So we'll see how long we can go on for. I appreciate your sentiments, guys. I really do. Yeah, it's just been, I mean, as I'm sure a lot of you know, this pandemic has knocked a lot of us out in terms of our jobs. I mean, the UK announced this morning it's actually entered a recession for the first time in 11 years, which is terrible. Unemployment's skyrocketed. Hundreds and thousands of people who work in my industry, in theatre, in acting, film, have lost their jobs, myself included. So, yeah, it's sad. But, you know, I have you guys. You guys bring me a lot of positivity here on YouTube. You inspire me to keep making content, to keep going. And as I say, it's not an obligation, but any support that you can give just helps me continue to do YouTube for a little bit longer. But anyway, I think we will start answering some of your questions. So if you have any questions, please start to comment them in the chat and we will have a look. So who have we got to start with? Let's have a look. If you didn't know, my mate Jack has decided to create a new theme song for the Ident review. Oh, really? Well, if you finish that theme song, hop onto the AMTV Discord server and leave it in the appropriate tabs there. Oh, that's something I'll address as well, actually. I know a lot of you guys have been posting idents and stuff, custom idents, in the Discord server. I really do appreciate it massively. I haven't had much time to look at all of them. Some of them I've seen. All of them are really good. I mean, I appreciate the fact you guys made it in the first place. Will you do a podcast with Neil Miles? I would love to do a podcast with Neil Miles. He's actually on my list of people to get in touch with. So hopefully I will get in touch with Neil and he will be a guest on one of the podcast episodes in the near future. Fingers crossed. Have you ever been to M&S? Of course I've been to M&S. I think a lot of us Brits have been to M&S at some point or another, haven't we? Do a logo history on KFC. Has it really changed that much throughout the years? I didn't think it had. Have you considered doing a toxic channel? Okay, I feel it's best to address this because I know a lot of you guys have noticed toxic channels is no longer available here on AMTV. Basically, around the time I just took the break, the video on Bowles Trek I did got some attention from some of his friends in that circle. It prompted a debate with them initially on Twitter that then spilled over into the YouTube comments. There was wrong on both sides, basically. I said some things or I probably shouldn't have done. I'd argue he also did the same. I'm not going to name him. But it basically made me feel very uncomfortable mentally because I felt like, to some extent, my hand was being twisted. There were some things I'll admit, you know, that one point being, even though, you know, I'm making this video and saying, oh, you know, don't go and hate these people, which was the case, I've got no guarantee who's actually going to go and do that. You know, someone could easily go and do that and I have no control over that. So I admit that. But I did feel to some extent that my hand was being twisted and manipulated, and I didn't like that. And it created a lot of bad stigma in my head, and it suddenly didn't feel very comfortable to make a show like that anymore. So I have pulled both episodes from YouTube. I know for some of you that is a shame, but honestly, for my own mental state, it just, as soon as I did it, it made me feel so much better. And that's how it's going to stay. Toxic channels is no more. The patrons have known this for some time, as I put it on the blog post, but really just for my own mental well-being, I think I can do better in terms of making a show that criticizes people. But, you know, that's that basically. So did you hear about the train crash in Scotland this morning? Yes, I did, due to the storms, I believe. It's really shocking, really terrible. But as far as I read, I haven't read much, but I think no one's been killed, thankfully. It's just serious injuries. And again, about the Beirut explosion, yeah, sad. I mean, I was shocked. I was shocked how big it was, quite frankly. Gerkuman, did you know that a Brazilian TV channel stole the Channel 4 logo for a few months and they painted it different colors? I didn't know that. If anyone can get a picture of that, please put it in the Discord or something. I didn't know they stole it. That's quite naughty, isn't it? Was there anything you were scared of as a kid that bothers you less now that you're older? Probably like flying things, like insects. When I was a kid, I had a real flinching thing for like flies, bees, wasps. The only thing about that I'd still say is I have that with wasps because they're evil little things. Would you ever do a crossover podcast or Doctor Who video with Josh Snares or Ace Creeper? It's funny you mentioned that, Time Lord Master. I've actually messaged both Josh and Ace Creeper to see if they'd be interested, and both have said they would be interested in jumping on the podcast when their schedules allow. They're both busy guys. They're both making great content. Any Doctor Who fans, by the way, if you haven't seen it, Josh Snares has recently done a great documentary about the making of the 12-part story, The Daleks Master Plan. Highly recommend that. Great video, really great video. But yeah, hopefully they'll jump on board. How have you been today, Adam? Says VHS Artifacts. I've been all right, you know. I've actually been. It's been hot, as we all know. It's been very hot in this country. My face is getting pixelated. Oh dear. Is that the same for everyone? I hope it's not. I'm looking on like my feed. My face seems okay, but I hope everyone's feed for the most part is all right. Fingers crossed. Perhaps Jack could guest star in the Ident review, and he's got some very unique Idents you and him could review. Well, you see, I've debated making a Patreon reward for for the producer tiers. That's the £5 a month. For people who pledge to that, they'll be able to provide audio for like the continuity announcements at the start. In terms of a direct collaboration for Ident review episodes, that's something I have been toying with. I'm not anywhere near like a finalized idea yet, or not anything I'd be like comfortable finalizing, but you never know. I mean, you just got to wait out and see, but I'll let you know if that's oh, it's all pixelated, is it? That's not good. Highly recommend. Oh dear. Well, no, that's not good. I'm sorry that it's a pixelated screen. On my feed, it's all good. I do apologize. It should be streaming in 1080p, quite frankly. But I mean, I suppose with these things, as long as you can hear my voice and I'm answering your questions, that's the key thing. What have I been doing for the past week? I have absolutely just been relaxing. To be honest, I've just been relaxing because that's what I wanted to do. Quite frankly, I needed to not be on YouTube, so I didn't do much social media at all. I didn't make any videos. I'm drinking my cups of tea. Yorkshire tea. Yeah, I mainly just relaxed because I felt it was, it was absolutely necessary. It was time I had that break. So that's what I've been doing. Sorry, it's all pixely, guys. I don't know why it's pixely. The stream should be top quality, so I do apologize. But if you want to watch this, anyone who joins late, if you want to watch the early stuff, it should be available in 1080p once the live stream ends. So what else have we got? You reacted to the first episode in your toxic. Oh, well, thank you for reacting to it, Jacob. Yeah, I'm sorry it's taken down. So all about that audio, V-Swede, all about that audio. That's a good point, actually. When I do this podcast, just to make it clear, it is going to be primarily an audio-based podcast. I will put it up here on YouTube, but, the video will just be like pictures of me and the guest or pictures of what we're talking about. It's not going to be a filmed show. It's just going to be audio. I'm going to try and get it on various audio platforms as well, Spotify, iTunes, all that sort of stuff. Speaking of Doctor Who, would you ever consider doing a series looking at fan-made Doctor Who content on YouTube? That would be cool, actually. I don't know what I'd call it, but yeah, that would be neat to look at fan content on YouTube and give that a review. That might be something I do in the near future. Yorkshire tea is where everything's done proper. Well, let's put it this way. In my opinion, Yorkshire tea is the only tea. Nothing quite compares to Yorkshire tea. You're starting to collect the South Park DVDs again, Jordan. Nice. Well, essentially, I got the recent season 23 on DVD. I haven't watched it yet, but I'll be interested to get through that. A lot of you are interested in collabing for Idents. That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, maybe in the future I might, hit some of yous up, or if you hit me up with some Idents you want to review, and then maybe we'll do a collab episode on the Ident review. It could work. Did my little tune for Amtv Podcast be used? Well, I haven't recorded anything yet, mate. I did hear your tune. It might be used, but I'm looking at various alternatives to pick from. So I need to design a title sequence, actually. Anyone who knows how to design video who wants to design a video, not a photo, a video sequence for the AMTV podcast, please feel free. I'm thinking something really 80s, like an 80s vibe. So that's what I'm looking into as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, I can understand it's a nightmare to render. I mean, I'm looking at getting like, is it Blender? The ones a lot use. I'm looking to do that myself because I mean, I appreciate the stuff you guys make for me, but I don't want to feel like I'm sort of scrounging off you guys all the time. Are you excited for Now 100 Hits Dance out 18th of September? Yes, I have noticed that is coming out. I mean, I'll pre-order it and I will review it once it comes out. I'm excited. I mean, it correlates nicely with the Now Dance journey that we're doing, doesn't it? So I hope it lives up to it, but we'll have to see, won't we, when it eventually comes out. Let's have a look what we got down there. The pixels are going away a bit. Good. Let's hope it stays that way. BBC or Channel 5? BBC any day of the week. And I had a look at the second person you talked about in the second episode of Toxic Challenge, and I was shocked. Yeah, you and me both. Also, guys, just to let you know, if you could leave a like on this video, that'd be hugely appreciated, just to help with the YouTube algorithm and boost the channel out to new people as well. So if you haven't already, please leave a like on the video. That would be very much appreciated. And yes, thank you, Gerkuman, for the Video Scaries theme. So when Video Scaries returns, you'll notice the theme. It's the same theme, but slightly different. And I hope you guys will enjoy it, basically. And let's have a look. You're making a Doctor Who fan film series and wondering if you'd be prepared to voice a monster. Yes, Isaac, I'd be more than happy to provide voiceover. If you, well, anyone who hasn't already, if you want to, you can follow me on Twitter at Adam Martyn Actor, or you can follow me on Instagram at Adam Martyn Smith 9. And Isaac, if you want to call me out on Twitter or DM me somehow about that, let me know. And when I get the chance, I'll record some voiceover for you. And yes, thank you, Mighty Boost. That's what you made your logo in. Yeah, I need to, is Blender free? Is it free or do you have to pay for it? Collaboration with KSI. Oh, could you imagine if I collab? Thing is, though, guys, I've got 10,000 subscribers and he's got like 20 million. I mean, 30 if you count both his channels. So even if I like tried to call him out, I don't think he'd want to collab with me. And besides, I don't think even if he saw my stuff, I think he'd be like, "Oh, this is really boring" or something. So as much as I would love to collaborate with KSI, I just don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, I'm afraid. What's the one level from Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy that drives you nuts? Yours is the Lost City. The Lost City is annoying because it's so long. But what's the one that's, it's not Stormy Ascent, the one that got added, but the one that is like that? I hate that one. So annoying. Sorbet or ice cream? Ooh, ice cream, definitely. I don't know about my favorite flavor of sorbet, but favorite ice cream is mint chocolate. Mint chocolate is the absolute one. So, yeah. To be honest, I think you sort of exaggerated how bad Balstrix videos were. He's definitely one of the least sensible in that sort of anti-new media group. Perhaps I did. Yeah, when I saw his videos, I just reacted really badly to them. Maybe it was a bit over the top. Who knows? Glad Blender's free. I'll have to check that out after this stream, actually. It'd be cool to... So with Blender, like, how do you have to, like, provide assets, or do you make it... But basically, I'm new to, like, making 3D rendered things like that, so it's all new to me. Crash Insane Trilogy or Spyro Reignited Trilogy? See, that's tough, because Spyro is the one I grew up first, but I also grew up with Crash, but I'm probably going to say Spyro. Yeah, probably have to say Spyro. The video where you talked about JJ's first album, the like-dislike ratio is actually absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, for anyone, I did a review of KSI's album Dissimulation when it came out at the end of May, and I think I dropped it on the day or the day after it came out, and oh my God, the KSI fans came after me. My consensus was, like, I enjoyed the album on the whole, but I just thought there were some tracks I didn't enjoy and some bits were a bit lackluster, too much autotune. But my God, the fans came after me hard, didn't they? But I enjoyed making that, actually. I really enjoyed making that. I personally like tea. Don't you agree? I love tea. Best drink on earth. Best drink on earth, definitely. I'm just going to put... without spoiling it, can you give us a hint as to what the Video Scaries episode will be? Ooh, well, again, the producer patrons know exactly what it is because it's included in the weekly blog post. I'm trying to think if I can... It's some of it is ground we've covered before briefly on Video Scaries, but this is going to be much more in depth. That's what I'm gonna give you. You can make models and stuff like that with Blender. It's made for anything 3D. Cool, that's sick. Bear in mind, I only have a MacBook as my laptop. Does Blender work all right on a laptop, or do you really need a PC? Because I don't want my laptop to explode. It's the only thing I've got. What's your opinion on the Channel 4 CGI idents in the 90s? Well, they're all right, but I mean, as 90s CGI goes, I think by today's standards, it's ever so like slightly crude, if you want to call it that, unfortunately. And thoughts on Deji reaching 10 million subscribers? Well, if he's done it legit this time, I'm finally glad he's done it. I mean, there was that whole thing a few months ago where he was, what was it, like 50,000 subs away, and he supposedly botted his way to 10 million, and the evidence against him basically implied he did. So yeah, if he's done it legit, I'm happy for him. Nice jacket. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you for complimenting on my jacket, of course. Thank you very much. Mwah. And Roger Darfwell says, if you had to close one of these two channels, which would you close, BBC 4 or BBC Scotland? Probably BBC Scotland, because I think BBC 4 has got a lot of worthwhile content on it now. And collaboration with Ben Eyes. Who's Ben Eyes? I'm not really familiar with Ben Eyes. So how much do you bench, bro? Also, do you box? I don't really bench at all. I don't really do that much exercise. Although I don't box. I've dabbled in it briefly, but I've never done it seriously. So... yes, you have to supply textures, but for basic models, they can be easily made. Blender works on anything that might be a bit slow. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, as long as I might just have a play around with it, see what I can do with it. And have you any plans to do any more reviews on other home video distribution companies? Well, the BBC video one went really well, and the Disney one. So maybe I'll do other home video companies. Yeah, it's not out the question. Parts to you too, Rebecca. And have you watched Sky One? Not really my sort of channel. Bit of buffering. No, we don't want buffering. Not here, we don't. The stream's still working well on my end anyway. It hasn't cut out like that one time. Did you know that the 20th Century Fox name is being dropped by Disney? Yeah, but you know what? That was always going to happen. It wasn't it? They were always going to drop the Fox name, make it less, significant. And isn't it Fox TV or something changing to Touchstone Television, which I think is quite significant? Worst ITV region ever. Oh, I don't know if there's a worst region, because that's technically like slagging off a region, isn't it? But yeah, I don't know. What is the most annoying song you've ever heard? Well, that's a question, isn't it? The most annoying song I've ever heard. I don't really have a most annoying song. There's like, like Baby Shark, things like that. They come and go, but generally I don't have like a number one in that. Do you believe in parallel universes? I mean, there could be potential parallel universes out there. The science suggests that we can't be the only like reality, I think. So yeah, I think there's alternative things out there. What do you think of jellied eels? Do you think they sound disgusting? They may sound disgusting, but I think they taste really, really good. And I just created an ident for you. Please do give your thoughts on it. Well, thank you, man. If you've put that on the Discord server, let me know. But I can't access it right now because when I do these live streams, if I try and do anything else on my laptop, it will just crash. And I've turned the internet off on my phone to help give this the best chance of not cutting out. But I'll have a look after. Remember when Doctor Who said a bad word? Yeah, that was the most recent episode of Weird Who. So, yeah, if you haven't seen that, check it out. Also, I'm planning on doing another episode of Weird Who. This is actually on a physical object rather than a video, and I can actually see it in my eye line over there. I'm not going to show you though. That would be telling. So, but yes, there is a Weird Who coming pretty soon, hopefully. And ew, jellied eels. Ew, ew, bananas too. Yeah. Can you imagine a parallel universe where you have blonde hair? I do have blonde hair now, don't I? Would you not call this blonde? I'd say this is blonde hair. I mean, it verges on brown, but I would argue my hair has always been blonde, quite frankly. Do you believe in the existence of the soul? Ooh, very metaphysical. Yeah, I think we all have souls. I think that's a concept. Worst Star Wars film? Ooh, the worst Star Wars film. Well, that's Dark Blonde, yes, V Swede. Not brown, Rebecca, you banana. I'm a dark blonde. Worst Star Wars film? Rise of Skywalker's probably up there. I need to watch Rise of Skywalker again, to be honest. If I'm quite honest with you. All right, do you ever remember the TV channel known as the Children's Channel? No, I don't. What kind of things did that broadcast? And don't just say children's programming. I gathered that, but I wonder what that broadcast. Worst Disney animated film. Ooh, that's a contender. Probably Fox and the Hound 2, because that didn't really need to exist, in my opinion. I found that one a bit dull. Blondie. All right. I am rocking that hair-scented candles. You're absolutely right. Remember, guys, leave a like on this video if you haven't already. Help support the video, help support the channel as well. And yeah, man. And as just a reminder, if you want to help support the channel, consider donating to us on Patreon, or consider leaving us a super chat as well. And that just really helps, any amount you like. You haven't seen Fox and the Hound 2? Well, you're clearly not a Disney fan. No, I'm joking. A lot of people haven't seen Fox and the Hound 2, to be honest, and I don't blame you. It's very forgettable. Kind of like, I do need to watch Bambi 2, though. I haven't seen Bambi 2. And have you ever felt like this when strange things happen? Are you going round the twist? That's a quote. I don't know what it's from. Sorry, Gerku. Ever seen the children's Channel 5? I remember it only because it was the only station airing Power Rangers when you were little. Yeah, what did I watch Power Rangers? I think it was on CITV like once a weekend, whatever. I remember watching Ninja Storm and Dino Thunder and SPD. I really loved SPD, actually, at the time. In your opinion, when should have Simpsons and Family Guy ended? Well, I've actually not got a problem with The Simpsons still going on now, you know. I know a lot of people want it to end, but I've seen some of the recent episodes and I still find them really enjoyable. So I think, you know, crack on. More power to you, to be honest. Family Guy should have ended like when it got cancelled the second time, I think, like, you know, mid-2000s or something like that. It's the theme to the TV show Round the Twist, which was made in Australia and shown on CBC. Like, I never saw Round the Twist, quite frankly. Worst ident ever. The worst ident ever is just... Ooh, worst ident ever. Just something really bland. I think I've been asked this before and I've never really had an answer, because any bland ident I consider a bad ident. And Bambi 2 is one of the good sequels. Is it really? Well, in that case, I better watch it on Disney Plus, because I've never seen it. I just thought it's like made 64 years after the original. Why does it exist, sort of thing? The TWO. Oh, one thing. I'll take a break in answering questions. I'll show you guys something. So one thing I've been doing is like streamlining my vinyl collection, which you can watch, of course, what I've got. And you'll be getting a new vinyl haul collection at the end of September, at the end of the next quarter. But one of the cool things I picked up recently was this. This is the Coldplay album, Everyday Life. There's the ring light reflecting there. This was their latest album. This came out in November of last year, so it's quite recent. But you can actually get brand new sealed copies of this Coldplay album. And it's 2 vinyl discs, by the way. But you can get brand new sealed copies of this for like 10, 11, 12 pounds brand new, which I think is an absolute steal. So if you haven't already, go and pick up the album, because I mean, I'm a Coldplay fan. Some of you might not be. Also, anyone interested in the UK who wants to like grab vinyl, in HMV on their website, if you look for any release that has the flash code, flash 50, basically you get half price on a lot of records. Now, a lot of them, when you scroll through them for the vinyl albums, are like sold out now, which is understandable. But I got some great albums for half price today. Like I got Encore by Eminem. I got the second album from the 1975, and I also got the special HMV version of The Who's latest album, which is part of the 1921 series, which is really cool. So yeah, if you're into vinyl, grab onto that. You miss early Coldplay, Gerkuman. Ah, well, I mean, if you miss early Coldplay, then they are actually re-releasing Parachutes towards the end of this year on yellow vinyl, so that might be something you could pick up. Chestnut Bloke, you want me to explain why toxic channels are no longer available? I understand if you've just joined the stream. I did explain this earlier. If someone could please explain in the chat, that would be useful. Or you could just watch it back later. But basically, it was causing me a lot of mental angst, and it didn't feel right to do it anymore. That's why they're gone. That's the in a nutshell one. You never realized Fox TV was getting rebranded. Since I watched Fox, do you know when the channel is being rebranded? I don't know when. I just thought they were like, you know, in the early stages of it. X and Y was peak Coldplay. Do you know what? X and Y is a really solid album, and I think that's the one Speed of Sound came from, isn't it? Which was a really great single of theirs for anyone who doesn't know. Did you know that during the 70s Ulster Television, currently UTV, shown channels with no music in the unfortunate case something bad happened as stuff in Northern Ireland in the 70s? Yes, I did know that, but that was always like the default when bad stuff was going on, Ireland or otherwise. Has Coldplay ever played Britpop songs? I'm not really a Britpop fan, so I don't know. Like Britpop, I respect the genre, but like it's never been my, never been my thing. Never talk about politics on social media, ain't that wise? The thing is, with the whole toxic channels thing, it didn't even stem down to politics. It was just a major difference in opinion and, just mishandling, really. You still watch Family Guy and The Simpsons? Well, I still watch The Simpsons, but Family Guy, yeah, I've really, really grown out of that now, to be honest. What's your favorite 80s Channel 4 ident variation? I mean, they say the standard one is like The King. That's classic. That's not going anywhere. But I like this. Well, it's not really a variation. I love some of the Christmas ones of the 80s ones, which I did do an ident review on some Christmases ago. Do you still watch episodes of Family Guy from before the point you gave up on the show? No, like literally the whole show I've given up on. Like I actually got rid of a lot of my sets of the seasons on DVD just because I was like, I don't like this anymore. Do you know what I mean? I don't love it anymore. So scrap that. What is the thing that you and Ruth Langford have in common? I know that name. Who is Ruth Langford? That rings a very strong bell. Who's Ruth Langford? But if so, I don't know. What do me and Ruth Langford have in common, Roger? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious now to see what this is. Remember to leave a like, guys, if you haven't already. Really helps us out. Thankfully, oh, they did happen with the spinning logo. That's neat. Nice one. Yes. Best ident. Well, I've given my favorites on the BBC ones several times, but I don't have like an overall best ident. What's the funniest question? Did I own a washing machine? Because that was so out of the blue and quite hilarious. She was born in Singapore, was she? I didn't know that. I mean, she's Eamon Holmes' wife, right? Okay. Well, yeah, great. Fellow Singaporean-born person. That's great. Oh, there are many of us out there. Just take a break from questions at the minute. Just want to say, because it's obviously been the first time I've addressed you guys since the break. How did you all find the 10K subscriber special? Did you all enjoy it? I hope you did. I put a lot of man hours into it, like 30 plus at least. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the 10K special. And to those of you who'd made idents, I hope you enjoyed the segment at the end of the video where there was, the whole tribute to you guys with all your idents and stuff. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed the 10K special. Really hope you did. Because yeah, it rocked. Thank you, Media Lover. Cool, thank you. Yeah, I did enjoy making it, but it just reminds me how like long those videos take to make. Oh, cheers, guys. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Really glad you enjoyed it. Thank you to reacting to it, Jacob. Much appreciated. Yeah, it was really great fun to make, and I'm sorry for anyone, who made idents after I'd finished it. There was always going to be a cut-off point, but but don't worry, your work's still appreciated. Don't you worry. No, I appreciate you missed me, Milky Shake. I've missed you guys too, honestly. Like, as much as I enjoyed the break and did need it, it has been nice to sort of come back these past few days, like start making videos again. Basically, get back into the swing of things. Quite frankly, didn't even know that the ident showcase was happening. So seeing the MTV radio cover was a shock. Yeah. I was always going to do that at the end. I felt it was a fitting tribute to you guys because I mean, you guys give so much to AMTV. It's really quite incredible. And didn't even, I've already read that one. With your job at the theatre gone, does that mean the musical had been canned? Well, they were two separate things, thankfully. And so with the No Horizon musical, the current status is hopefully it will be back next spring. So at the same time it was meant to be on this year, just next year, so in 2021. However, that's not been confirmed. Obviously, things are still very unsure at the minute with the pandemic, and there's various funds that have to be negotiated and whatnot. So the hope is that No Horizon will go back up next year, but really it's a case of who knows at the minute. It's really hard to tell. With my job at the theatre gone, again, like it's gone. Hopefully when the theatres reopen, my job might return, although we've been told there is no guarantee of that. So it's a very, very precarious time for me, really, because obviously I'd be like, right, well, I'll get acting work, but there's not much acting work and there's not many jobs going. And the jobs you can apply for, understandably, there's like thousands of people applying for it because they've lost their jobs too. So it's very difficult for all of us at the minute, really, which is a shame. Goldfinger or the Spy Who Loved Me? Goldfinger, definitely. And will you ever record No Horizon? There might be a version that may get like streamed online. I think we were talking about it when we did rehearse it, although there's no guarantee. But I might suggest that to the producers, but that might be after the run's finished in theaters to maybe like put it online somewhere, or I could put it on my YouTube or whatever. Let's have a look. Do you think the Tokyo Olympics will be cancelled? Well, I think they already cancelled it because shouldn't it be happening right about now? The Olympics usually takes place in in August. I think they've moved it to 2021, from what I've heard anyway. Do you remember the TV show Goosebumps? I do know of it. I never watched Goosebumps. It was never really... Well, it was on, but it was never really my thing to watch at the time. Maybe I'll watch it in the future. But yeah, no, that's true. I'm just looking at... Oh, I'll take a quick break, actually, to show you guys something else. I was doing a clear out of the house, and sitting in one of my brother's drawers was a cassette tape, but it's quite an interesting cassette tape. So it is Finding Nemo, the read-along edition on cassette. That's right. So in this, you get a cassette tape, and you also get a little booklet, which you can read along with. I'm just amazed that in 2003, when cassettes were like really dying off, that they still actually made a Finding Nemo cassette, which is quite funny, I think. And I did test it. It does work. It's about 19 minutes, and you can listen to the whole Finding Nemo story. So I'll have to find a place to put that, basically. Is No Horizons an original play or an adaptation? It is a original play. It's based off a true story of a lad called Nicholas Saunderson, who grew up in the 17th century in Yorkshire, and he was blind from the age of 1, but he was very gifted with mathematics, and it's all about how he proves that to the world and overcomes many obstacles. It's a very inspiring story, very great story, and I can't wait to share it with the world, quite frankly. So hopefully that will be sooner rather than later. If you were forced to take part in a Generation 1 oneness ident, what would you do in your group be doing? Probably something I like to do, like playing games or making videos, like filming, something like that, something quirky. And do you remember Disney sing-along songs videos? I actually had a few Disney sing-along song videos on VHS, not anymore though. And no, I'm not getting them. I ain't got the space. What am I talking about? But yeah, they were quite nostalgic, actually, the sing-along songs videos. Yeah, if the Olympics has moved from what I understand, they said if they move it to 2021, the Olympics, the next one will still be in 2024. That's what they're saying. At least that's what I read the last time it was mentioned. So Casino Royale or Live and Let Die? Casino Royale. Casino Royale is my favorite James Bond film of all time. The Daniel Craig version, of course. So yeah, that's why that is. When will there be an ident review on ITV regions in alphabetical order? Well, that's a good question. As I say, the ident review isn't coming back like immediately. It will be back eventually. Even with the break, I just still feel like I still don't feel like the drive to do it just yet. Who do you play in the player? I play a guy called Nicholas Saunderson. I'm the lead character. I play the lead. It was going to be my lead debut in a musical. And 2 days away before the pandemic took hold. What country of TV do you remember watching besides UK? Well, a lot of stuff I watched was either UK made or it was stuff imported from the US, mainly. Yeah, exactly. High School Musical would have been on CD. As I say, I'm amazed that as late as 2003, there was a Finding Nemo cassette, quite frankly. What was the last VHS you ever owned? Yours was CITV Favorites for Over Fives. The last, or like the most recent VHS? I did own Monsters Inc. on VHS, which was like 2001 too. And like Shrek as well. But yeah, that was probably one of the more recent ones I owned. Mickey Mouse versus Bugs Bunny versus SpongeBob SquarePants. Well, I hope SpongeBob would win, quite frankly. Sherlock, Elementary, or Basil the Great Mouse Detective? Basil the Great Mouse Detective. Great Disney film. Really underrated. Have you come across Jack's Throwback Attack podcast? No, I haven't. What is that? That sounds very nostalgic. How did you get the role? Well, it was a long process. So I actually auditioned for a workshop, so like a development week back in autumn of 2017. Around the time I made the brief history of CFAX. And I got the role then, and I did the workshop week in early 2018. And then early 2019, I got a call saying, we've got the funding, we're doing it, do you want to reprise the role? And I said yes, and that led us to where we were. What's the red YouTube thing that appears on the Sunday catch-up comments? Oh, I think that it just, for some people, it shows you how long you've been subscribed to me, which actually, I can't control that, but it has actually come in handy sometimes in differentiating who is like an imposter and who's the real thing. So that's been really, really useful. It's about old kids TV. I'll have to maybe check out that podcast. I might have to see if I can guest feature on it, to be honest, if they're down for collaborations. Casino Royale 67 or Die Another Day? Ooh, that is a tough one, certainly. Yeah, I'd even take Casino Royale 67 over Die Another Day. Die Another Day is just bad, in my opinion. I just don't like it. What is your favorite BBC News presenter? Peter Levy from BBC Look North. I've been watching him well, for ages, but now months, especially with the pandemic going on. And I really like his presenting style, the rapport he has with other people. He's a really good presenter, quite frankly. What would be your perfect night in a TV schedule? I mean, I've never really thought about it before. Probably a mix of like light entertainment, drama, bit of news as well. Just like basically a perfect mix for all audiences is what I would try and strive for. Quantum of Solace or Never Say Never Again. Ooh. See there, I'd actually pick Quantum of Solace because Never Say Never Again, like, it's fine, but it's not James Bond, is it? Like, not really. Let's be honest with ourselves here. It's not really James Bond. No. Do you think it would be cool if BBC Sounds had an archive of nearly every official chart ever broadcast? That would be really cool. I think... Sorry for you. I think the official charts company actually has that archive feature for all their charts. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they have that sort of feature. Worst time of the year for TV? Summer. They don't know what to do. Do you like 5 News? Never really watched it. Diamonds Are Forever or GoldenEye? GoldenEye, probably. The best of the Brosnan ones, that's for sure. Have you heard about the James Bond film Never Say Never Again? Yep. And it's bad. I don't like it. I think it's really shabby. It's really terrible. Shouldn't have done it. It just didn't need to exist. Do you agree on the hate of oneness? I think some of it's justified, like from a critique standpoint, not just hatred. I don't think they're very good, but I don't think you should blindly hate people, you know. Live and Let Die or Spectre? Probably Spectre, you know. I do enjoy Live and Let Die, but I'd probably have to go with Spectre, to be quite honest with you. I know these are usually an hour, by the way, guys, but just to let you know, I'm probably going to wrap this up in a few minutes for a few reasons. One, I can feel my voice getting tired, and I'm well aware I've actually got to do this recording for the podcast tonight, which is probably going to go on for an hour and a bit, so I need to save it for that. And also, I know some of you have been having technical issues, and I don't want to prolong that. You will be able to watch this all back, don't you worry. But to be honest, guys, it's just been really nice to come back, to bring you a live stream, to chat with you guys, to let you know that here at AMTV, we are back. And as I say, daily uploads might not be a thing anymore. There might not be a video every single day. But even when there isn't a video every single day, the content that does come out will hopefully keep you entertained. And some of the new stuff we make will hopefully be really enjoyable for you, I hope. So I hope the podcast comes out well. Thank you. I do hope the podcast comes out well. It's mainly just I hope the recording comes out well audio-wise, just so it's like actually audible for you lot. But that is my intention. But yes, I will keep you updated on when the first episode of the podcast comes out. That is what I will definitely do. But yes, I think this one is going to wrap up. But again, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for joining me live here on AMTV. Please keep your eyes peeled to all the new stuff coming on the channel. Please keep liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing the videos around. That really helps the channel as well. Let's hope we get to 11K soon. Will we hit it before the end of August? I don't think so, but it'd be really great if we did hit 10.7, not 10.7, 11K before then, but I don't think it'll happen. But, you know, you can be optimistic. But anyhow, thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you very much for joining me here on the live stream. And until the next one, I will see you guys next time.